Welcome back to Remove Before Race. After the hair-raisingly awesome experience of reviewing the red E63 last month, I caved in and I bought the E63 Edition 1. In this video, we'll take a look at the Edition 1 spec and then put it up against the C63S to compare the exhaust notes. But before that, here's the full undiluted collection experience. It's time. So, welcome back to Remove Before Race, and I'm picking up a new car. Why do I look sad? Because I always get a little bit emotional when I have to give back a car that I love a lot. And as I've said a lot on my Instagram, the C63S Motorsport is probably the best all-round car in the world, in my opinion. So, yeah, I'm sad to see it go. But what I'm getting today, as you would have seen the first drive I took of the E63, is, from what I saw, probably pound for pound one of the best cars in the world. So I'm also excited about that, which is why I didn't sleep last night. So a mix of emotions, but let's go and take a look at the car now. Hello guys.
Hi.
Hey Raz.
How you doing? What do we think of the car then?
Raz.
Apart from the obvious.
Nice.
Raz, I love your car.
Oh, thank you, sir.
I love your car.
We're going to do some things in here. Do you mind?
You can see why.
Not together.
That sounds really weird. I don't think I want.
Nice.
I don't think I want this car anymore.
Dave, can you cut that bit out? I'm not having that going.
You need to see TFT screens are amazing.
I love the carbon.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah.
So much of it.
Yeah. And unlike the C, they put it on the doors as well.
On the doors as well, which we don't get in the C, which is annoying. We get that the boring.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and then you get the metal bar across that.
So every time I have a car delivery, I bring a sad little, I like to call a woman's bag with me, with all sorts of stuff. So we've got dirty microfiber, which I'm going to chuck in the boot. Every time I stop the car, I end up getting out and cleaning the tips, and people are like taking the piss out of me. Oh, you missed a spot. But it's important to take care of what you have. So some of the other bits I keep. My very manly tangle teaser. All you girls will know about this from your fashion vlogs. Some Andrex clean wipes. That's not if I shit myself when driving the car. It's holy shit. What else have we got? Microfiber. This gets used a lot just for cleaning the interior and whatnot, and it's really important that you have it, especially when you've got carbon and other bits and pieces. This is absolutely key. This keeps the Alcantara or the Dynamica nice and fresh, but we'll go over that in another video one day. iPhone cable, because Samsung is shit. Discuss in the comments. And this is a lovely little gift that I've been given by my good friend David over there. Beautiful weighted AMG keyring.
Voila.
The final bit is the AMG private lounge sticker. So I've finally got my E63S Edition 1 and now it's mine and it looks awesome. So you saw my first video with the red E63 where we went through some launch start, we did some other bits and pieces with the performance, but this has to be run in first sadly, so I have to wait and it's going to take ages and it's going to be torturous. So I asked you on Instagram, what would you like to see while the running in period is happening on YouTube? And you said that you wanted to see the spec that I'd chosen and a special exhaust comparison that we're going to do in a minute. So let's first go through the spec. What makes the Edition 1 different to the E63S that you saw previously? Well, the obvious first, the paint. You get two paint finishes on the Edition 1. One is Magno Selenite Grey and one is this, Magno Night Black. And it's a pretty awesome paint finish because it seems to have almost green and purple metallic specks inside. And I chose it because it's unique to the Edition 1. What else do you get? Well, you get Night Pack as standard, so all the chrome parts and trims on the outside are made gloss black. You can also only get the car with the satin black wheels. And the other obvious bit is the motorsport inspired side stripe here. So now let's go inside and have a look at some of the more unique features of the Edition 1. Right, so the interior, this is the best bit and this is where you get your bang for your buck in the Edition 1. What have we got in here? So first of all, the entire interior is Napa Black, Black Dynamica and yellow stitching. And this all links to the styling that you see inside the AMG GTR, the A45 Yellow Knight, the C63S Motorsport. And what's happening is AMG are now shifting their performance color from red, what it used to be, to yellow. And you're seeing this happen now. The yellow theme continues on the IWC watch in the center console, which has a unique yellow fascia. What else do you get? Well, you get something unique again from the GT family, which is interior night pack, which means dechroming some of the elements of the interior. So you get a gloss black steering wheel trim and the same on the performance seats. Now, you can only get the Edition 1 with the performance seats, and that's not a bad thing because they are supremely comfortable despite being buckets, and they look fantastic inside the E-Class and give it that hint of AMG that you really want when you've spent this kind of money on a car. You also get the AMG crest on the performance seat, which we haven't had until now, and it's a nice touch because otherwise you'd only see that in normal seats or inside of the AMG GT. In the Edition 1 you get carbon fibre as standard in the interior, and what's great about having carbon fibre in an E63, unlike the C63 which a lot of owners complained about, you don't just get it in the centre bit, you get it all around the car. On the door cards in the back. And one common sort of complaint, well, it is a complaint of the C63 series, is that if you get carbon, you still end up with the horrible looking aluminium trims on the side of the doors. You don't get that in this, you get carbon everywhere and it sort of surrounds you, much like the S63 Coupe and Cabriolet. So you're literally surrounded by tons and tons of carbon fibre, which looks amazing. When you pair that with the 64 different ambient light options you can have, the car just looks incredible inside. I also spec'd heads-up display. I couldn't do driving assistance pack because you can't have it with these seats at the moment, unfortunately. Same with 360 cam, which is delayed. And you get all the technological advancements carried over from the normal E-Class, like the different driver screens, and there are some which are unique to AMG, which we'll show you now. So the most important option in the car that I got was the AMG performance exhaust, and it's the most important option you can ever get on an E63 or a C63 or any AMG where it's available. So the button is there. Now if anyone orders one of these, that's dealers and customers alike, without the AMG performance exhaust, I will find you. My car has a lot more boot space and I can fit a lot of bodies in there, so please don't do it. I'm asking nicely. So the other thing that you asked by an overwhelming majority, was comparing the sound of the E63S to the C63S. So that's what we're going to do now. So I've got my wonderful assistant and your favourite presenter, Gul, aka Chewy, inside the car. What we're going to do is start off with some standing still revs, start up and all the rest of it. Then we're going to go on to some of our favourite country roads and just go through all the different modes, and we'll point them out as we go through, as we always do. So let's get this started. So let's get going on this drive. Let's get this sound video started. By an overwhelming majority, you guys asked for sound comparison with the C63 on Instagram. And I think that really speaks to the petrol head, and especially the AMG one. Now, AMG know their customers. They've got dedicated sound engineers with the development team. I was reading an article the other day about the AMG hypercar where Tobias Moores, the big boss, was lending his ear to the sound to make sure it's right. So they know that sound is a big thing for the customers. And it's great that all you guys on Instagram said, yep, okay, sound versus C63. And to me, I often get stopped, right, and it'll be at a petrol station and Dave will come out of his transit, all right, mate, proper naughty motor, bruv. That is a what's the top speed on that, bruv? Dave, I don't know, mate. I don't care. No shits were given about the top speed. I like the acceleration, I like the sound, I like the presence of the thing, the heritage behind it. I mean, if the next iteration of this car goes from 198 miles per hour top speed to 200, I very much doubt all of us are going to be going, oh my god, 2 miles per hour more top speed, wow. It's not going to happen. Right, enough preaching, let's get this started. So as you saw in the little startup rev comparison we just did, the E63, despite having a similar engine and just sort of a tuned up version, the exhaust system seems to have a different note to it, even on standstill. So you're getting some very distinct shotgun-like sounds while revving, whereas the C63 was slightly more guttural perhaps, a bit more reminiscent of the AMG GT. So now let's see how these two fare against each other when you're actually rolling along the road and going through the revs. So we're going to start off in comfort mode, both of us. So Gul, are you ready?
Yep, ready. Check.
Cool. So let's start in comfort. Obviously, exhaust on. Have to have the exhaust on. And let's see what this sounds like. So I'm just at about 2,500 revs at the moment. And you're not hearing much in the E63. And this is, at least in comfort mode, the fundamental difference between this and the C. Whereas in the C, as you'll see with Gul Rays now, you're going to get a constant V8 rumble.
We're driving along at comfort mode, 2,000 revs, nice rumble in the back, purring along. An average speed of 50 miles per hour. Nothing too exciting at the moment.
Now that rumble you just heard is pretty pleasant, but it's all the time. So this is a more executive saloon, and as we established when I was driving the red one, which you've seen the video of, if you haven't, go and check it out, the lack of sound is actually something that is quite nice in an executive saloon, because when you do put the power down, as you saw in that video, you get loads of sound. So again, I'm going through 2,500, 3,000 revs, as you just saw in his car. You're not really getting anything. So let's change this up now. Let's go into sport. So Gul, if you want to go into sport now. Keep the exhaust on, of course. Same revs, 2,500. You're getting a little bit more now. And you're getting a little bit more, you can see, as we're approaching that 3,000 rev range. I can already hear the C63 behind, so let's see what that's sounding like.
Put the car in sports mode. Start hearing the engine revving at 3,000. Just say the exhaust for 3,000, but the sport, put the exhaust button on. And let's fly.
Now the E, I'm pushing it. It's a bit more pleasant in sport. Oh my god, this car is so awesome. Nearing 3,500 revs now. Yeah, nice. Let's switch things up again now, again to Sport Plus. Boom, totally different. Nearing 4,000 revs there. But even at 3.5. It's a really different sound. I'm not sure how or what to liken it to, but it's nothing like the C. You go back and listen to the C now.
Now, put it in Sports Plus. Car, see that 4,000 revs loud, and it's just popping. And I'll say natural popping. Fireworks going on in the back of this car now, and the car itself is holding road really well. It's telling me I was born for this.
Now I have to keep it to under 4,500 revs because I'm running in. I've told Gul to do the same. Hope he is. This sounds awesome, listen to that. It's completely different. That's what I love about the E. You can be the sedate Mercedes Benz executive saloon, or you can go completely mad, have on Sport Plus, and it sounds like you've got a monkey in the boot of the machine gun. I guess it's got a hint of V12 sound. I think he's having difficulty catching up.
I'll tell you one thing though, even though his E63 isn't running, it's freaking hard to keep up with him.
For a car that weighs 2,500 odd kg, this thing shifts and holds the road. Cannot wait to bring you guys some proper performance videos once this is running. We've got to get past 1,000 miles, then at 1,500 there's a differential oil change as well, and then we're good to go. Then it's launch controls, the whole thing. Drift mode we've got to try out as well, has to be done. Believe it or not, all of this is under 4,500 revs, so we're not touching that rev limiter yet, where all the real juicy sound comes in, as you saw in the other video. Right, Bill, if you want to... Actually, I can't go into a race, that's going to take the revs past 4,500. I think he's already in race. I'll let you listen to his music a little bit while I sulk over here.
Okay, let's try race mode. At 3,000 you can hear the exhaust. Now I feel like I own the road and I'm waking up the countryside, and I personally feel I've got my own rock band going on in the back here, this exhaust.
So unfair. God, that C63 is so rapid. It's hard to believe it's a rear-wheel drive car with the grip it's got. But now I've got, let's check how many. Oh, 382 miles. 382.3 miles, there we go, of torture. I'm being a bit ungrateful, I think. It's awesome, but I'm used to AMGs making sound even in comfort mode, so this is tough. But I'm going to be good, got to be good during running in period, because it's worth every moment later on, believe me. Don't be part of that school of thought who goes, yeah man, just rag it from day one, yeah, it'd be wicked, it'd be louder and faster. Load of bullshit. We know the engine builders, we talk to them. Don't screw your car up, please. Be patient. That first 1,000 miles goes like that anyway. Well, I really hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope that the videos that we're bringing you gives you some insight into what these cars actually sound like inside the cockpits and what they actually look like in front of us. And we're working harder on it. I know there's things to improve. It's maybe our, 6th or 7th video only at the moment, but we're working on it. We're getting more equipment. But most of all, I hope you enjoy. If you have feedback, please give it to us in the comments. Come and talk to us on Instagram. We're always replying to comments over there, despite the number of followers. And we would love for you to subscribe and like this video, share it. There's going to be a lot more coming of this car, of the AMG GTR. We've got an AMG GCC versus the Audi R8. Spider coming around the corner. That's going to be our next big feature-length episode on Review Before Race. So please do join us. Hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll see you again very soon.
The world's smallest violin, the sitar.
This is going to go in the outtakes now. Just fix the hair first, fix the hair. Makeup. Raj, can we see that screwdriver?
That's what they're good for. They can make the screwdrivers.
Does this have bad emissions as well?
Yes. It's just naff. Yeah. Instead of
the only thing from Volkswagen and Audi that doesn't have shit emissions, isn't it? The
Yeah.
screwdriver.
Well, we always have said if you buy a VW or an Audi, you're screwed. So.
You are.
We'll put the covers and plugs in just a bit.
side if he's trying to start it.
I want you to. I'm not quite sure what the plan was here, but
Just put it.
well, that's one optional extra no one will ever want or need.
What the bloody hell are you doing, bro?